a lot of my perspective, my God, my God, I like in my day. You do a lot.
The issue, do you love yourself enough to get up off your foot? The truth is all that talk, it really don't. I'm not too much. Speaking from the freedom, firmly secure. Up in your clutch, justice is reciprocity, not a finger punch. Look, love lasts longer than hope. Double talk, truth told to people though. The trick you try to fly. Peace with the low price for purchase, pop, flip, flop. Freedom breakers, just fulfilling the picker down spot. Just they presented you with a trap door. They call it the trap mode. The only way to free yourself is 7x grow through 7 degrees show, 7 defeated foes, on 7 shoppers, 7 positive glow. Love from the head straight to the bed. Standing on truth, the proofs and what he did. Peace in the hand of the man who gives. And freedom is possessed by those who raise it.
Love, truth, peace, freedom, justice is the issue, yo. Love, truth, peace, freedom, justice is the issue, yo. Love, truth, peace, freedom, justice is the issue, yo. We live by our 5 principles. Love, truth, peace, freedom, justice is the issue, yo. Love, truth, peace, freedom, justice is the issue, yo. Love, truth, peace, freedom, justice is the issue, yo. Study the 5 principles.
I'm a love from the truth, yeah, truth to set me free. Free fuck in the cheek, free my government in the street. The steps result from action, I self is the main attraction. With time without reacting, my principles, my intentions. Unity is the recipe, nation put it to destiny. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice is the issue. Yo, justice will take its course, manifest in divine force. Truth is the root, it's trust and peace without remorse. Love is knowledge itself, you can bring to attain to help freedom gains immeasurable wealth. Think with reason to understand, see the vision of Allah plan through the eyes of an upright man who came to set us free. Prophet Nova Drew Ali, who brought us nationality and divine freedom. Just autonomy, we establish divine sovereignty. We the answers to every question and prayer of our ancestors. Walking the talking principles, native planet so spiritual.
Love, truth, peace, freedom, justice is the issue, yo. Love, truth, peace, freedom, justice is the issue, yo. Love, truth, peace, freedom, justice is the issue, yo. We live by our 5 principles. Love, truth, peace, freedom, justice is the issue, yo. Love, truth, peace, freedom, justice is the issue, yo. Love, truth, peace, freedom, justice is the issue, yo. We study the 5 principles.
Eyes wide open, focus, because the pop is on the way. LPP is at high pop, critical. The nemesis we be having no point in your life that might challenge your attack. This is the recipe for a better me. Because looking at my people with money, I'd rather look at them with more 20 minutes. I mean it and I meant it. Having presence in the system, breaking down these walls, or should I say prison? We act more threatening, though they have no jurisdiction. The divine and natural movement, I'm just in the stitching. That's why justice is my favorite principle. It represents the symbol talk. Any public official go to court, you know who you are. You make a living for the obligation of the grand trust in the interest of the beneficiary. I trust law. I came in the flesh of noble Drew Ali, and I came in that same spirit and energy. We give them a separate.
Love, truth, peace, freedom, justice is the issue, yo. Love, truth, peace, freedom, justice is the issue, yo. Love, truth, peace, freedom, justice is the issue, yo. We live by our 5 principles. Love, truth, peace, freedom, justice is the issue, yo. Love, truth, peace, freedom, justice is the issue, yo. Love, truth, peace, freedom, justice is the issue, yo. We study the 5 principles.
LTPFJ. LTPFJ. Peace, 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 y'all. Peace. Another live, going live. Just to break some stuff down for y'all. Bear with me. Let's see what we can go into today. You know, I got these USB for donation, which got thousands of reference points, thousands of historic reference points, thousands of legal definitions that are relevant to the Moorish jurisprudence. Right, we own right now. We own. So if y'all want these, I'm asking for a donation. That's it. I'm asking for a donation. Whatever you want to give, as long as it's I can pay for the USBs You know what I'm saying? Which are $4. The lowest is $3.75, but $4 basically. Okay. Okay, let's go into this right here. Oh man, it was working. Oh, there it is. Okay. Now, let's go into this. The autonomous Aboriginal and Indigenous Moorish Americans. The word autonomous is the most definitely correct. The most definitely correct, as well as most grammatically appropriate adjective used to best describe individuals who may have previously referred to themselves as African Americans, but now correctly, but their own invaluable right of self-determination. That's key right there. This is key. Through their own invaluable right of self-determination, which is internationally recognized, right? Nationally recognized, but more importantly, internationally recognized. Having chosen to identify themselves by use of more international respected legal terms, which define not only their legal status in law, but genealogical, pardon me, y'all, genealogical as well. The word autochthonous is to a certain extent synonymous with the word aboriginal in that the actual definition of autochthonous is an inhabitant of a place, e.g., America, who is indigenous to the land rather than descended from migrants or colonists who came from other lands and locations elsewhere. Indigenous people, also known as the first people, are legally the Aboriginal native possessing inheritable blood ties to their native homeland, or genetically the original ethnic groups of any given region, in contrast to other groups which settle, occupy, colonize any land mass of continent. Inherited blood, legal and lawful in blood, which has the legitimate necessary to give it possessors the character of a lawful heir, that which is capable of being the medium for the transmission of an inheritance. Right? So y'all need to get into that autochthonous status, because it best describes. Right? So let's go down. The autochthonous, Aboriginal, Indigenous, Moorish Americans, the more internationally respected legal terms mentioned above, which define not these individuals' legal status in law, but also genealogical, as well as all equally valid anthropological correct terms. Anthropological correct term synonymous to the noun more. So anthropological, more, the term more is anthropological in nature. I mean, you got to get into the anthropology to understand what Moor is. Moor, Aboriginal, Native American, Moorish, Moor American. The most important attribute of these particular industrious individuals who have chosen without reservation to exercise their own legal and of self-determination to invest their time. Okay, let's go down. To invest their time and require diligent research effort towards arriving for and being themselves at the initially shocking truth. Okay. Understanding the scientifically factual historic reality which has been quite strategically hidden from most, hidden behind the fact that although quite a large number of so-called African Americans more correctly descend from more correctly direct descendants of European slaved Africans were transported from West Africa across the murderous mid-passage to the shores of West India and then to other lands of America. Right. This is all on this USB. I ain't gonna go through all this. The autochthonous Aboriginal, indigenous Moorish Americans, America, North, South, East, West, and Central, i.e. the descendants of the 160 enslaved West Africans who were smuggled once the schooner Calatelda is the autumn of the 1859, just short of 5.5 decades, 44 years after the abolishment of the European colonists' horrific, immoral enslavement of the pre-existing human population who so gracefully has provided the European as shown within George Washington's letter sanctity from the path of British King George and other enslaved humans who were transported from West Africa like those identified above. However, much darker secrets was held from us. Africatown, also known as Africatown, USA Plateau. It is a historic community located 3 miles, 5 kilometers north of downtown Mobile, Alabama. It was formed by a group of 32 West Africans who in 1860 were included in the last known illegal shipment of slaves to this land. The issue to the right, the items to your rights, which may be enlarged and downloaded. Okay, now this is something that enlarged and downloaded with a sample click is the because I got this off the website called what's the name of the website? It's gonna come to me in a minute. Is the letter mentioned above from George Washington to the Sultan Mohammed Ibn Abdullah, which in his own words articulated the truth of the European being provided sanctuary within the Moorish Sultan's dominion, right? Evidence of the fact that they were under the authority of the Moorish Empire. They were under sanctuary of the Moorish Empire. Okay, let's go into this. The autochthonous, Aboriginal, Indigenous, Moorish Americans. The above mentioned dark secrets held from us a far more profound reality, which shrouded the buried truth of the facts that a far greater majority of our particular ethnic group are the direct blood descendants of the original Aboriginal, Native Moors, and Olmec Mesoamerican indigenous civilizations, the same people which existed here on this continent of North America long before a time predating the great pandemic physical separation of the continents of Africa from what was now called the Americas. Right? This is accepted scholarship right here. Right? You can debate it all as you want, but scholars accept these truths. Although most of us are quite familiar with our own individual family oral history, in which we all have so often heard tell of our direct bloodline connected us to those family roots, are always aware of, which extends deep into the tribal lineage of the individuals, which early Europeans also so incorrectly branded as being American Indians, who are, by legal definition, were identified as the Aldalron tribemen, Aldalron pardon my pronunciation, y'all. Tribemen whose male maternal inherited mitochondrial DNA is like our primordially Paleo-Asiatic did in fact migrate as such a migrant at such a distant point in time that the term indigenous American would, for all instinct and purpose, also stand legitimately as a correct describer of the brand of our family tree. They were those who, by most earlier legal definitions, are identified as the original copper skinned people inhabiting America prior to the European arrival. Right. So like I said, I got this on USB. This is the USB that I'm pushing out there for y'all want to get it. Just give me a donation. Give me enough at least to pay for the USB. Yeah. And I'll put it on the USB for you. I ain't trying to ask for much. You know what I'm saying? Trying to keep it going, trying to keep the lights on so I can keep getting the information at least. Give me some, you know what I'm saying? I ain't asking much. You know, this information I'm archiving is valuable. It's invaluable to our people because other than that, we out here lost. We out here lost, man, because people are very ignorant to the facts. They want to really debate their emotions, debate what they feel. They don't really want to get to solving the problems that we have as a people. We don't really want to. It's hard for us to get us to actually want to participate in what will allow us to solve our problems as a people. I'm trying to look for something else right now. But I can't find it. But I just want to do a quick one. Hope y'all enjoy what we doing on here to the point where you at least want to get a USB. Get one of these USBs with all this information. It's like so much information on here. Like, and I put specific information that's gonna give you a head start ahead of a reference, a aid referencing, what you call a visual aids that will put you in the advanced class as it pertains to more science, more jurisprudence, more jurisprudence. Oh, yeah, I'll end it right there, but except I'll put this up right quick. That's not the one where I created. This one. I'll go. Yeah. I'm gonna end it right there, but let me see. Give me something else here. All I'll do is share this information with people, man. They can be ignorant if they want to after the fact, but I share it. Then I share it, and people act like we didn't set the record straight. Moore is constantly setting the record straight, but then people try to act like, we still have to do because you lost and you missed the lessons. Yes, yes. You call me? All right. Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm gonna end it right there, y'all. I'm coming with another broadcast. I'm gonna do a review of Hidden Colors. It's just more black nostalgia to me. It's really no solution. It's not solution based, right? It's riling us up to really not solve problems, but you know what I'm saying? More nostalgia, man. More black power nostalgia. That's all I know. But I'm gonna do a whole review on the, you know what I'm saying? Because I respect what Tariq is doing as it pertains to waking those who are on that level of beginner neophytes on the level of neophytes. Right, neophytes. Right, but other than that, the regurgitation of the same stuff we've been learning. I've been in the conscious movement, the conscious community for a while now. There's really not much I haven't heard yet. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, a lot of people are regurgitating what I've heard shit over 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying? All right. All right, y'all. Peace out. I'm gonna upload this right now.